Hi there. Today I want to teach you a practice called mindful self-compassion. It's particularly helpful for times like these. You may have noticed that lately, due to overwhelming amounts of anxiety, we're not all on our best behavior. We don't know what's going to happen, so there's this huge sense of uncertainty, and we feel very out of control over our lives and our outcomes, which adds to our stress response. And when we go into our stress response, that activates a part of our brain back here in the brainstem. And that part of our brain doesn't really have morals. It's not concerned about kindness. It's just concerned about survival. And so we will fight, we will flee, we will freeze, we will do whatever that part of our brain dictates so that we can survive. And the way we normally calm the stress response is through connecting with another human being. In fact, gathering with people that know you, that care for you, makes you feel safe in a way that really moves the brain from that stress response out of that back into this front area, the prefrontal cortex, moves the energy of the brain, I should say, and allows us to calm down and opens up those centers in our brain that help us learn and grow and do all the things we need to do. And right now, we're engaging in something called social distancing, but I like to call it physical distancing because we are not disconnected socially. But our stress response, the most normal way for us to calm our stress response is by gathering with others, and many of us feel limited doing that right now. So I want to teach you a practice that you can use to give yourself the compassion you need anytime, any place, and it moves the brain from a stress response back into a calm place. It moves us from our sympathetic nervous system, which is our fight, flight, or freeze, into our parasympathetic nervous system, which is known as the rest and digest part of the nervous system where we're meant to dwell. So the way it works is anytime you're feeling an unpleasant emotion, the first thing you do is you mindfully acknowledge the emotion without judgment. I like to kind of pull myself back and act as though I'm an observer, and I say something like, this is a moment of fear, or this is what panic feels like. Or if I can't really name the emotion, I'll say, this is a moment of suffering. Incidentally, mindful self-compassion is the work of Kristen Neff and Christopher Germer, and you can Google those two names and find out more about it. So first, mindfully name the feeling, or just say, this is a moment of suffering, without judgment. The second part is to give yourself an experience of loving, kind acceptance. And so you might say something like, may I be kind? And you envision the feeling of kindness that you've received in your life, someone giving you that kindness. And then the third part is to connect to common humanity. So what you say is something like, I'm not the only one feeling frightened right now, or other people on the planet know what it's like to suffer. In fact, some may be suffering with me right now. And then you give yourself and others that same loving kindness. So again, mindfully naming your feelings, which is an antidote to the rumination that sometimes occurs with stress, giving yourself loving kindness, which is an antidote to that kind of harsh, critical, angry, fighting response of the stress response, and then connecting to common humanity, that idea that we are all in this, we are all connected, which is an antidote to the numbing, isolating kind of flight part of the stress response. So let's do it together. I invite you to get into a position, probably seated, where you're comfortable and can be relaxed yet alert. I like to tell people to put both feet flat on the ground because that gives your brain the signal that you are safe, that you're not going to fall over. And then I like to start by rubbing my hands together, get them nice and warm. And then I like to place them on my sternum, right over my heart, and press gently. Applying a little gentle pressure to your sternum will help to, it actually engages with your vagus nerve, which helps to calm the stress response. So I like to give that warm, gentle pressure to myself. And then I will close my eyes and get in touch with whatever I'm feeling. I will name it without judgment. So for today, I'll say the sentence and then I invite you to repeat after me. This is a moment of suffering. And while you're breathing deeply in and out, just allow your body to feel whatever it is you're feeling and notice it without judgment. This is a moment of suffering. May I receive kindness. May I give myself kindness. May I wrap myself in kindness. And allow yourself to feel in your body, somatically experience what kindness feels like. Continue that gentle pressure over the sternum. And now repeat after me. Other people know what it's like to suffer. Suffering is a part of life. Others are suffering now right along with me. May we all receive kindness. May we all have the kindness that we need. Inhale, exhale. And if you closed your eyes, you certainly don't have to, but if you did, I invite you to open them and release this practice. Try mindful self-compassion. Anytime, any place you need to soothe your own nervous system. I find it greatly reassuring to know that I don't need to rely on someone else to help calm me down. I would add, since we are a people of faith, that my practice beyond what I teach in terms of brain science is I actually imagine myself surrounded by the light and love of God and filled with the light and love of God. And I seek to open my being to that sense of being completely loved, completely safe, completely accepted, completely held. When I say the second part, which is may I receive kindness. So again, mindfully acknowledge your feelings without judgment. Offer yourself loving kindness. Connect to your common humanity and offer everyone loving kindness. I hope this practice helps you live well.